In this video, I'm going to talk about the differences between Photoshop and Illustrator for architectural design. I'm not only going to explain what these softwares are typically used for, but I'm also going to highlight why you should use one software over the other. I'm also going to cover the pros and cons for each program, and finally, when to introduce these softwares in your architectural workflow.
Photoshop is a raster-based image editing and creation program that creates graphics by combining millions of pixels of various colors. Individual pixels can be seen when zoomed in, yet they are unnoticeable from afar. It's quite different from Illustrator in the sense that Illustrator uses vectors, which are points that are used to make flawlessly smooth lines. Now, what is a vector? It is a line that's made of 2 points linked by a computer program. Vectors are scalable images that can be scaled up or down to fit your needs while maintaining the same level of clarity and resolution. So as a result, Illustrator is frequently used to generate logos and other graphics that may need to be printed or shown in various sizes. So the pros of Adobe Photoshop is because online graphics, picture editing, and designs are usually at a fixed size, Photoshop becomes the best choice. Another wonderful advantage of Photoshop is that you can modify your graphics pixel by pixel, giving you total control over your creations. Photoshop allows you to produce a plethora of unique effects and styles that allow you to effectively convey your idea. There are some cons to Adobe Photoshop, which are everything in Photoshop is essentially a sequence of pixels, so scaling something up or down can cause it to lose quality fast, which is why raster images can sometimes appear choppy. Even when you import AutoCAD drawings into Photoshop, if you zoom in, you can find that it's a little bit pixelated, which is so annoying because you've spent so much time creating it in AutoCAD just to put it in Photoshop and lose its quality. That's not to say that you can't import it with high settings, but it will always appear a little bit more pixelated, especially when you print it. Now, Photoshop is regarded as a one-stop shop for architectural students since it can accomplish so much and it's so simple to use. But I found that it's not the ideal software for all sorts of artwork and design, especially line work drawings and illustrations. Now, let's talk about Illustrator. The pros of using Vector is that it will offer you a superior print result since it's not resolution dependent. And also, vector design will never lose its quality when you scale it up or down. So if you create a diagram, if you create a plan, if you create a section and edit it in Illustrator, you can print it and scale it how many ever times and it will always look the same. It will always have a really crisp resolution. Now there are some cons though, which are restricted filters and image editing tools, so it's difficult to change photos that have already been created. With file formats, you can imagine that raster and vector both have their own file format. And I've got a quick hack for you, which I use in every single software. So if you want to figure out what format any software supports, go to the import or export or the open menu, and you'll see all of the formats that are available and that work within the program. But you should know that each format will behave differently, and that's where your research will come into play. But you're probably already familiar with the JPG and PNG raster file formats. AI, EPS, SVG, and PDF are all common vector file extensions. But you can also open AutoCAD files in Illustrator, which is great for us in architecture. Now here's where things get a little bit complicated, so bear with me. So you may save a PSD file, which is a Photoshop file comprising of layers, pictures, and text from a Photoshop project that is in progress. Someone else, or maybe you at a different point in your life, you may open the PSD file in Photoshop and you can continue altering it, including reverting some of your modification. However, you must export it as a JPG or a PNG before you can use it as a raster image, which means that it will combine all of the layers where changes are no longer reversible. Now, Illustrator, on the other hand, is not like Photoshop. The project file and the end output are both AI or SVG. So all of the individual layers, the shapes, the text are preserved in a vector file. So if you open an SVG file, you can still tweak and change it. But you can also save an Illustrator file or export it as a JPG or a PNG file, which will combine everything into a single flat raster picture. Although the end result of both apps might be the same, the path to get there is extremely different. So just keep in mind that if you save anything as a raster file, that's it. You can't change it. But if you save it as an SVG file, you can always go back and change it. File size. In neither application is there a standard size. The size of the file is determined by several variables. It is determined by the actual size of the document in pixels, the bit depth, and the number of layers and effects in Photoshop. However, in Illustrator, files are primarily vector data that is mathematically encoded. Thus, the final document size is usually a factor. For example, in an Illustrator, a triangle is merely 3 points aligned on a page, maybe with a fill color. That file will just take a few kilobytes to write because it's only 3 points. But in Photoshop, which is a raster picture program, the same triangle is depicted 1 pixel at a time in a rectangular document or a file. So if you modify the resolution, if you make the triangle bigger or smaller, you add effects, if you add layers, you'll end up with an increasing number of pixels. Illustrator file with raster components will be affected in the same way. So say you had an Illustrator file and you wanted to add a picture for your background, it will behave in the same way. However, keeping an object or your Illustrator file completely in vector format allows you to add layers of complexity without adding a lot of data. The vector data scales in size without adding any weight to the file size, since it's merely geometry. So as the name implies, Photoshop is primarily used for photo editing and manipulation. Things like adjusting color balance, sharpening an image, collaging, adding plants in your renders because we are just obsessed with plants, and other elements to make your render appear more realistic because you know it will take your time, energy, and tears to actually model it. Generally, if your starting point is an existing image or a render, Photoshop is the application that you should use. Illustrator is generally utilized for logo creation because the ability to scale it while maintaining its quality is important. So as a result, I like to use it to create my line drawings, diagrams, and modify my orthographic drawings. Sometimes, I mean all of the time, who am I kidding? Our lectures will require the same drawing in different scales. So maintaining the resolution is important, especially when you print. Some people also like sketching in Photoshop and then use Illustrator to turn that sketch into a vector. But the great thing with the Creative Cloud is that you can link both Illustrator and Photoshop together. Say you had an Illustrator file and you had an icon. You can then save it and place it linked into Photoshop, which means that any changes to the icon in Illustrator, it will update in Photoshop, and vice versa, Photoshop to Illustrator. But instead of exporting and importing, you can just copy and paste from one file to another and place it as a smart object. It will essentially be linked. So if I need to change it for whatever reason, I can double click on this box here and it will open in Illustrator, and then I can edit it, save it, and it will update in Photoshop. Keep in mind though that if you rasterize that file, so if you right click and you turn it into raster file, you can't edit or change the file and have it linked anymore. I love this feature because it works the same way with InDesign. So if I import the native Photoshop or Illustrator file to my document, any changes will automatically update in InDesign. Say you had a review and you needed to update your drawings, because we all know that it happens too many times in architecture, you can do so without redoing the entire layout from scratch. So my workflow is essentially Illustrator to Photoshop to InDesign. and everything is linked. So any changes in the drawing, it will update in all of the software.
So I hope that after watching this video, you realize that there is no single software that is the ideal software. So instead, you should focus on the advantages and disadvantages of each software so that you can get the result that you want. And then hopefully once you are familiar with the basics of the software, you can learn more and more and become an expert at those softwares. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments down below, when do you use Photoshop, when do you use Illustrator? Also let me know if you have any other questions, I would love to answer them. Don't forget, in the description box you can find my Fiverr page as well as my Super Peer page if you want to book a private tutorial with me and learn more about Photoshop or Illustrator in the context of your own project. I'm Cesar Chirinos, and I'll see you next time.